So to the rest of what's been happening on the local market now, and a promising day turned out to be a bit of a fizzer. Earlier I spoke to Ken Howard from RBS Morgans. Well, Ken Howard, the share market seems to have given up most of the early gains. Why such a malaise after such good leads from Wall Street and Tokyo?
Well, Tiki, I think the issue of Greece and the European debt issue still overhangs our market. The market has had a very nervous couple of years, so my guess is it's just not prepared to take the lead on such a big issue. It still has about a week to go for Greece and the European Central Bank to nut out a deal and for the IMF to sign up to that deal. And until we get that deal, I expect our market's going to continue to be soft and trading sideways.
And to the different sectors, are we actually seeing any sort of divergence between the share price performance of the big stocks and the sort of small to medium stocks?
Yeah, we have been over the last 5 or 6 days. There's certainly a feeling of capitulation in the market, which is a very good sign of, reaching the bottom and a great time to be buying stocks. What we've seen is the ASX top 50 have actually been trending up over the last 5 or 6 days, where the stocks outside the top 50 on aggregate have been trending lower. So certainly investors have been putting their toe in the water and putting it in with the big names, the ubiquitous companies, the Commonwealth Bank, the Woolworths, the Telstras, the big dividend payers, is where investors have been looking over the last 5 or 6 days, looking for bargains.
Just on a couple of stocks, Bendigo and Adelaide Bank has been placed on positive outlook by Standard & Poor's. Good news?
Yeah, I certainly think so. I mean, Bendigo Bank is known for its community banking, and over 2/3 of its lending is to Australian households. So to have an Australian second-tier bank upgraded by the credit rating agency is certainly a positive sign on the outlook for the Australian housing sector, the outlook for the Australian economy and the outlook for the Australian banking system. So there's been plenty of negative sentiment around that sector, but here we have one of the second-tier banks in Australia having its credit rating upgraded, not just by Standard & Poor's. Fitch actually upgraded them to A- a couple of months ago, which is in line with where Moody's has Bendigo Bank.
Leighton Holdings down 3%. Is that to do with the resignation of the Deputy Chairman or something else?
No, look, I just think it's more the trend for Leighton's over the last 3 or 4 months has been down. Ever since Wal King's resignation, that share price has been pretty shaky. The Deputy CEO resigned in April, and that's really started the slide, or one of the points where the slide for Leighton's has started. So it's not good to have more members of the board resigning, but we need to bear in mind that this particular board member is part of the executive of Hochtief, the largest shareholder of Leighton's, and he's actually resigning from Hochtief. So the resignation from Leighton's is really just a flow-on effect, and I don't think necessarily representative of some of the broader issues that have been plaguing Leighton's over the last 6 months or so.
Ken Howard, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Tiki.